stand for the opening prayer and pledge.
Father in heaven, bless us as we gather today for this meeting. Guide our minds and hearts so that we will work for the good of our community. Teach us to be generous in our outlook, courageous in the face of difficulty, and wise in our decisions. Thy will be done. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hancock County Commission will come to order this first day of March 2018 at 2:30 p.m. Mr. Clerk, I'll ask you to do a roll call, please.
Mr. President, all commissioners are here today.
Thank you. Thank you. Approval of the commission minutes from the meeting of February 21st, 2018.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under government and agency presentations, we have Sharon Kesselring, the Executive Director of American Red Cross of Northwest West Virginia. She's here to provide an update on the activities and requesting approval of a proclamation recognizing March as American Red Cross Month. Welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I can step forward and give you each a folder. It's a rainy day out there, so if we're not talking blood, we're talking flood, right? So American Red Cross has had another busy time up here in Hancock County. But first I'd like to go over a few things in your folder in front of you. On your left there, you'll see our mission statement. We prevent and alleviate human suffering in the face of emergencies by mobilizing the power of our volunteers and the generosity of our donors. I'd also like to point out to you that I have a brand new coworker with me. She's from our Charleston office. She is Kelly Batch. Thank you. I'm so new. I'm still her. She just started Monday. So she's kind of getting a hang of what we do at Red Cross, so she's observing here today. Thank you for welcoming her also. But our mission speaks very plainly as to what we do. Behind that mission statement, you'll see a map of our chapter. It is one of 4 chapters in the state of West Virginia. Everything in green, which, by the way, is my favorite color besides red, is our chapter, Northwest West Virginia, and includes Hancock County. Behind that is, everything's sticky today, is a notice about our services to armed forces, one of our lesser known services unless you come from a military family or are a veteran. We have first of all, our services to armed forces is 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. It's an emergency communications system between those serving anywhere in the world for the United States and their family members back home, making sure that they're aware of critical illnesses, deaths in families, things like that. But we also act as a financial conduit between those in the military and their family members that may need some financial assistance while they're deployed. But with our Veterans Service Initiative, we're actually now a pilot program, which has been going on for a couple of years now within the state of West Virginia, but for the entire nation, we are a pilot program here in West Virginia helping veterans with veteran service officers, specially trained people to help them get the benefits they may not even realize that they deserve. And so we're starting to branch that out. We hope to have some success this coming year here up in this part of West Virginia. And so we're very anxious to get that rolling because we have a great volunteer or veteran population up in this area. Behind that is some information about what happens every 8 minutes. So consider for the fact that if in the time it takes to brew a pot of coffee, we could be giving coffee to somebody whose home just burnt down. And those examples go on there, and they're great examples. But an even better example is on the sheet behind it. It really gives you a very complex viewpoint of what American Red Cross has been doing in the whole state of West Virginia. We have assisted more than 300 families in Northwest West Virginia and within our whole chapter. We've installed more than 2,000 free smoke alarms in 2017. We educated over 2,300 students in the Pillowcase project. 3,200, excuse me. We provided 250 services to military families and veteran families. We've enrolled 5,000 people in health and safety classes in our 17 counties, and we collected, amazingly, 7,000 units of life-saving blood. And when you think that 1 unit of blood can help save up to 3 lives, that's impacting 21,000 people, the amount of blood that we collected within this chapter. On the other side of your folder is something I want to take just a couple extra minutes to talk about. If your house catches on fire, you have less than 2 minutes to escape in order to survive that fire. On average, 7 people die each day in the United States from a home fire, and 32 people suffer injuries. That's why the American Red Cross's Home Fire Campaign has become so important, and why when we talk about 2,000 free smoke alarms installed in people's homes, that's another life-saving project that we have. We have had over 300 lives saved in the United States as a result of our smoke alarm installation program since the inception of this program in the fall of 2014. We've had over 30 of them here in West Virginia, 2 of them in Vienna, West Virginia, as recently as January 3rd. And those parents wouldn't still be here to be able to take care of their family members, their children, if they had not heard the alarm go off because their home instantly filled with smoke from a furnace catching on fire. So those lives are saved. They're noted in a nationwide campaign right now, and we're very proud of the fact that the ironic part of it was the person that installed these smoke alarms in their home was not only a Red Cross volunteer, but was also the father of the person, of the girl, of the woman whose life was saved as a result of this. Little did he realize how close he was going to come to this. So it's important. It's very important. We have a program called Sound the Alarm. Sound the Alarm is a way of getting people aware of the fact that we do this program. And on 3 consecutive Saturdays in March, starting March the 5th, we'll be holding Sound the Alarm rallies in 3 major cities in West Virginia, Charleston, Beckley, and in Clarksburg. Now, Hancock County may seem a little far from Clarksburg, but that's no problem. We can still install smoke alarms up here and hope that we will. We just, need to let people know that we're doing this. So here in just a moment, I'm going to ask you to help me do this a little bit, okay? But we'll get to that in a minute. Okay, so I've included in your pamphlets there a home fire safety checklist and a way to draw each of your homes so that you can figure out 2 ways out of every room. Think about it. Do you have 2 ways out of every room in your home? That's what we talk about when we install smoke alarms, is go over that education. Okay, so let's get to some Hancock numbers here. In 2017, we had 7 responses in Hancock County for our disaster services. That could have been home fires. In fact, I believe all 7 of them were home fires. Or it could have been a wind damage or something like that. But mostly, I think, were home fires. We had nearly 17 people that we serviced in those 7 responses. We did 21 cases for services to armed forces up here. We had 168 people sign up to take classes like CPR and first aid. We installed 54 smoke alarms. We taught 209 students Pillowcase Project, which is a great preparedness education project for students grades 3 to 5, to task them not only to learn how to do their own preparedness with something as simple as a pillowcase, but also to take that home to their families and get their families prepared too. We collected 55 units of blood here in Hancock County last year, and we have 2 volunteers right now recruited. Now, as far as the volunteers go, we'd sure like to have a whole lot more, and you all know everybody here in the area. So I will ask you to consider anybody that's looking for a way to serve their community, no better way than through American Red Cross. We provide free training for our volunteers. They never have an expense of having to do anything. It's always at Red Cross expense. So this is really a great way for somebody to get back to their community, either through disaster services or through health and safety services or through blood services. That's a big one. So we've got a lot of ways that they can help serve, okay? My business card is in the folder so that you're able to reach back out to me. I'm best reached by cell phone. That way you can reach me with a name and make a suggestion to me for a volunteer. Okay. Any questions so far? Okay. Now, if you'll recall, last year when I was here, I actually asked that you let me do a selfie with you. This year, I'm not going to ask you to do that. But I am going to ask that I take your picture. And I'm going to ask that you're holding, if you'll take a minute, and write on these papers that you joined the movement. I'll give you one for each. Write big on them. And then there's these for you all, okay? What this does is if you will take your pen and in big letters write why you joined the movement to sound the alarm. You joined to sound the alarm because it saves lives. Because you make a difference in your life. Because whatever reason you want. If you all three want the same reason, that's fine. But if you'll write that real quick, I'll take your picture, all three of you. We'll post it on our Facebook page then for the West Virginia Region of Red Cross. Big letters so we can see them. Got it? All right. So, if the three of you will hold those up, what's this side? Thank you. I love community, love it. All of it. You guys are great. Thank you. Thank you. Now, do you have any questions for me about Red Cross activities, Red Cross needs, anything like that?
When's your next blood drive to the area?
I could almost tell you here, but I don't have that email right at my fingertips. It's in an email. I will get that to you, though, this afternoon. I'll get it to Paige. Okay?
Great.
Okay.
And then she could post it down on the bulletin.
Yes, she could.
Great.
Okay?
Thank you.
Anything else?
Thank you, Sharon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. I so appreciate your time. I know you're always really busy here, but I really do appreciate the fact you took some time. Oh, and you've got a proclamation?
We will.
We have the proclamation, I'm sure, in this folder. I see a proclamation
I'll
here.
check with Paige again.
Oh, here it is.
There it is?
There it is.
Okay.
Great.
So I make a motion that we accept the proclamation recognizing March as American Red Cross Month.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
you. Okay. While we're under presentations, we received a correspondence this past week, and I'd like to go ahead and read this correspondence that we got, mainly because one of our visitors here may have to leave at some point without us knowing. So, anyhow, got correspondence from Jeff McIntyre. He's one of the deputies here in the county, and I'd like to read this briefly. It says, as you may know or heard about already, 911 Center received a call on the 25th day of February in the early morning hours of a dog being stuck in a drainage ditch along White Oak Run. Deputies, Newell Fire Department, dog warden Floyd Schulte, and other concerned responded to the scene. As personnel arrived on the scene, it was discovered that a dog was stuck approximately 12 to 14 feet inside of a pipe. The Delecta family, who lives just down the road, rendered their backhoe for assistance in digging up the pipe. Once the pipe was dug up and the pipe was cut, odds of getting the dog out and rescuing it were high. In writing this letter to recognize the relentless work that dog warden Floyd Schulte put into this rescue, Floyd laid out in cold, muddy water with just a t-shirt and blue jeans for approximately 30 to 45 minutes, trying to coax the dog to come towards him. Floyd tried numerous times to latch onto the dog with a snare, which he ultimately was able to do so. The dog was pulled from the pipe and transported to the shelter by Floyd. Being an animal lover myself, I'd personally like to thank Dog Warden Floyd Schulte for the hard work and dedication to his job. With employees like Floyd, the animals in Hancock County are taken care of well, with care and compassion. And this came from Jeff McIntyre, one of our deputies. So, Floyd, the County Commission, we'd like to recognize you for your efforts in saving the little dog. And there's the dog, Nicole. She's our dog. She's our administrator at the shelter. The dog's name?
Enya?
Enya. Enya.
What country is she from?
But no, we do. The commission really appreciates what all the folks at the animal shelter do for us and for the animals. And thank you so much for your effort, Floyd, and what you did to take care of this puppy. That's what we have.
I'd like to say it just wasn't me. It was kind of a group effort. The sheriff's department was there, fire department was there, there was some individuals there. So there was a lot of people there that were carrying it.
Yes.
Made it possible to get him out of there.
Good.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Nicole.
Thank you.
We spoke to Nicole about the dog. When I seen the thing on TV, I thought, wow, the owner will be coming forward for that dog. But unfortunately, we have one more day to go through protocol. But according to Nicole, there have been some calls coming in to people that would like to have that dog. So
No owners come forward, but we've had several people interested in adopting her. So good news for puppy Enya.
yeah,
Good. Thanks again. Thanks,
Thank
Floyd.
you.
thanks Nicole too. Thanks Floyd.
Moving on under correspondence, Robert Pennington, Deputy State of the Highway Engineer, West Virginia DOH, Statewide Transportation Improvement Program. Listing of the proposed amendments is available for public review and comment. This would be a list of the projects that are on the schedule for this year. I'll accept the motion to approve, make it a matter of record.
Move to approve.
Move to
Make
approve.
matter of record.
Discussion?
Yeah, it's basically one project, but the two projects for Hancock County both seem to be the relocation of Route 2, the improvement to Route 2 through New Cumberland. So hopefully we're going to get that project on the road. No pun intended.
I was going to say that.
All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Correspondence from Mark Vignovic, Chairman of the Hancock County Solid Waste Authority, requesting financial support to maintain and improve the operation of the recycling center.
I move that we make this request a matter of record.
Discussion? In our packet, gentlemen, Mark has submitted a request in the amount of $23,500. This is to keep the facility going. I mean, some years we have to fund it, other years we don't. It's self-sustaining, and the recycling center receives grants from time to time. They're looking for this money here so they can just continue the operation. $8,500 of it will be used for the continuing and transporting of the junk, and $15,000 of this money will be used for the concrete ramp, so that currently when you pull in, you have to back out and get on Gas Valley Road. $15,000 of this request will be used as an exit ramp. You can pull down around and get back out on the road safely. So what he is looking for is that we do approve this request of $23,500. Any interest in that?
You'd like to know sooner than later?
We can discuss it. If you have any other questions, we can call Mark and we can look at doing it at a future meeting. For now, if there's any desire to do so, we will. If not, we'll accept it as a matter of record and discuss it at a future time.
What did we contribute last year?
Karen, do you know the
It wasn't
exact
this
amount?
much.
I don't know the exact
8,000?
amount. I believe it was just
closer to the 8,500.
That's what I thought.
And it's very difficult if you go up there to try to pull in if you have a trailer or something like that to get out there. So I think it's also a public safety issue. So I think it would be definitely for the betterment. Also, a lot of people don't realize this. Out in Tomlinson Run, we used to have the collections there, and people wonder why that doesn't happen. We do have it 5 days a week that's located out there now. So you can go at any time between those hours and do that anytime. You don't have to wait for once or twice a year.
Yeah, the county certainly has saved money over the years by putting the recycling center out there as opposed to the weekend cleanup, which used to run the county $40,000 to $50,000 to do so. So we get a pretty good bang for our buck right here.
I move that we go ahead and take care of
We have a
that.
motion on the table.
Motion on the table is to make it a matter of record. If there's desire to amend the motion and add the funding, we can do so.
That's your motion originally, so you'd have to amend it.
I'd like to amend the motion to not only make it a matter of record, but to allocate $23,500 to complete this project.
Any further discussion? Comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next correspondence we have is Matt Cashdollar, Advisory Committee Chairperson for the Montani Semper Liberi Music and Arts Festival. He's requesting financial support for that festival, which is taking place March 9th through the 11th at Oak Glen High School.
Move that we donate $5,000 from the Parks and Recreation Fund. This falls under that category, correct?
Mm-hmm.
For this event. I believe this event's next weekend.
That's what we contributed last year,
Yes.
as I believe, too. Any further discussion?
And that is also the money that is used specifically from hotel motel tax.
Right.
And that can only be used for certain things, so that's why we have that fund to use that. So I agree with that.
Okay, motion is to contribute $5,000 for this event. No further discussion. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under new business, approval to advertise notice for the removal of grave blankets and decorations from the county-owned cemeteries.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval to advertise for 2018 grass bid packages. These packages are in our particular package, gentlemen.
I move to approve the advertising. We have 5 packages.
All bidders must attend a pre-bid, which is the 16th of March. It'll be 2 weeks from tomorrow. Any further discussion?
Just to be clear on that is grass cutting bids.
Grass
So-
cutting.
Right. Just want to make sure people are aware of that.
Okay.
So,
No further
it long.
discussion. All in favor?
Lawn cutting.
right.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval to re-advertise for an open position on the Northern Panhandle Community Criminal Justice Board.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of resolution to apply for West Virginia Justice Assistant Grant Program for fiscal year 18-19. And this would be for the pro officers that we have at our schools.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of resolution to apply for a West Virginia Justice Assistant Grant Program fiscal year 18-19, and that would be for the Drug Task Force.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of resolution to apply for the West Virginia Victim Assistance Grant Program fiscal year 18-19.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 7, approval of proclamation recognizing George Ash Sr. dedicated military service.
Mr. President, due to an illness, Mr. Ash isn't able to attend. I motion that we table this proclamation until further notice.
Motion on the table is to table. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Under the Office of Technology and Communications, requesting approval of an architect for the courthouse restoration project, the West Virginia Courthouse Facilities Improvement Authority grant.
Move to approve.
Discussion? Mr. Vice, you just want to elaborate on the grant itself?
We have a grant from the West Virginia WVCFIA. Total of the grant is about $70,000. It's to work on refacing and replacing and upgrading the doors and windows on the western-facing side of our original courthouse. This has to be done in a SHPO-compliant fashion. So we were looking for a restoration company that is skilled in such compliance type efforts. And we're going to name R&R Restoration Construction if you're interested in some of the work they've done. They did work last summer on the Hancock County Museum down Ridge Avenue.
Thank you, Bob. Any further discussion? All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. From the Finance Department, approval of probates and estates.
They have been reviewed and are recommended for approval as to form.
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of exoneration orders.
Move to approve.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of general county bills.
General county bills are $48,130.37. P-card payment was $60,925.56. And January payments for all funds, $975,233.68.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of the animal shelter levy fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of library levy fund bills and requisitions.
All 3 libraries submitted, and they're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Approval of sheltered workshop levy, fund bills and requisitions.
They're okay to pay.
Move to approve.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Mr. President, can we
Yes,
go
sir.
back to letter B under item new business? I don't believe we specified that the group would be R&R Construction Group in our motion.
Mr. Vitas,
In your motion,
In the motion,
you did not. It's in the letter, but
Do we need to make a motion for that then, for that particular group?
yes.
Yes.
Okay. I move that we go with R&R Construction for the work that's going to be done here on the courthouse through the grant.
Going back to the that particular business of the architect, the motion is to amend the motion and add to it that R&R Construction would be the architect for this particular project. Any further discussion on the amendment to the motion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Now the question before us is approving the architect for the courthouse facility project. We approve the motion now. Well, actually, we approve the amendment. We have to approve the motion now.
That'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll accept the motion approving the amended motion.
I move.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, today we have with us a gentleman who'd like to speak to us, Jeff Smell. Jeff, would you like to come to the mic and identify yourself, please?
Thank you. My name is Jeff Smell. I'm the owner and operator of Country Roads Leasing, and we provide tax-exempt financing for government agencies throughout the state of West Virginia, which include volunteer fire departments, county commissions, sheriffs, county clerks, public service districts, municipalities, nonprofit organizations, 501c3s, and school districts. And we were contacted earlier in the year to provide some financing proposals for a couple agencies in the Hancock County Commission realm. And I was here just to introduce myself so that you could put a face with the name and to basically let you know that even though we are a financing source, we are specific to tax-exempt financing. So we do not want to compete with any of your local banks in terms of the financing. We actually want to pair with them and make sure that the commission is not indebting themselves, but they're actually following state code per financing requirements, and to see if we could possibly partner with the bank, the commission, possibly the sheriff or the clerk's office to provide funding for any equipment needs that you might have this year. So that's it.
Great.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do you have any literature or
I do.
information you can leave with us?
Sure.
Brochure and a business card there.
Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care.
Thank you.
Contact me if you ever have any questions.
Great. We'll pass it on here, too. Thanks for coming. Okay, that's the only remarks that we have, requests today. For the good of the order, Karen, do you have anything today?
No, sir, nothing today.
Mr. Lucas?
Nothing today.
Mr. Vitus?
Just like to thank you for approving R&R Construction. Hope to get in touch with them and get started pretty quickly so that we don't drag on throughout the rest of the year and we get some resolution to leaking doors and windows.
Very good. Thank you. Carol, the Extension Office.
Our new ag assistant did get started 2 weeks ago. She has hit the ground running, helping me to write a grant. We're looking to partner and help Oakland Middle School to start a gardening project within the school and an after-school 4-H program there. So we've already hit the ground running there. Our Master Gardener classes start at the beginning of March, and we'll have 11 students this year, which will be our largest class since I've been here. So I'm very excited for them.
I saw in the paper you're looking for volunteers to read.
For Energy Express,
Energy
as
Express.
always. Absolutely. Our sites this year are going to be at Oakland High School and Weir High School. So we are very excited. And the superintendent of schools, Mr. Woodward, went out and he found funding to help us with that program this year in order to provide transportation for the children. So a really big thank you to him for his efforts.
Thank you. What will be the dates for that?
It will be starting the college students, the staff will start early June. I think it's around June 9th. And the students will start, I believe it's Monday the 18th. It's Monday. The participants actually begin.
So is there a particular date for the reading, or is it just
Anywhere from June 18th to July 29th.
just pick a day
Yep.
and get with you?
You can let me know, or I'll get you in touch with our sites, and we'd love to have you gentlemen come and read to the kids. They get very excited when we have celebrity readers come in and read to them. It's just a really fun thing for them.
That's going to leave me out.
Yeah.
We'll try to find some of those folks for you.
You three qualify, trust me.
Thank you, Carol.
Thank you.
Tracy, 911 Center.
911 is doing okay, but I just want to give our support to the teachers and the West Virginia workers that are working as hard as they can to better themselves, better our children, and better our community. So good luck to them and their efforts.
Thank you. OEM, we have Stephanie and Jeremy today. Either one? Okay. We escaped some flooding. Thank God for that. Yes. Good. Jeannie, Election Office.
Just a couple things I wanted to go over. I just wanted to let voters know that we're now accepting applications for the absentee ballots. Also, the last day to register for the upcoming primary election is April the 17th. Early voting starts April the 25th, and that runs through May the 5th. Also, just a friendly reminder that as of January the 1st, the voter ID law came into effect, so you all will be required to show ID whenever you come in for early voting or on election day. So if anybody has any questions or about anything, you can give Barbara or I a call, and we'll be happy to answer them.
Thanks, Gene. Mr. Wright?
Nothing to report from down there, but I would like to express my appreciation for you guys approving the courthouse restoration project, because that affects my area down there. And it's worse and worse as we go along, so the sooner we can get this done, the better I'm going to like it. So.
Thanks, Chuck. Sheriff?
Nothing today.
Mr. Foley?
Nothing today.
Commissioner Barnaby? Commissioner Cowie?
So I have a couple things I would like to.
I was in alphabetical order, just checking you guys.
Okay. Also, I want to send out congratulations to the city of Weirton for being named the safest city in West Virginia. So my congratulations go out to both the police department, fire department, first responders, the city, the citizens. I appreciate that. Second thing, I also want to thank both Kelly and Sharon that were here from the Red Cross for everything they do, especially the support to our county and also our military. The other thing I also want to send out congratulations to is Beth at our Senior Citizen Center for receiving the award. I think it was through First Choice Credit Union that they received their award also. And that's all I have.
Thank you. Thank you, Commissioner. Commissioner Barnaby?
I don't have anything.
The other thing I'd like to mention today, a good friend of mine, Pat Kessel, is going to be 90 years old tomorrow. Great friend, and just want to wish him happy birthday. If we have no further business to come before the commission, I'll accept the motion that we adjourn. For our next meeting will be March the 15th, 2 weeks from today at 2:30 p.m.
Move to adjourn.
We are adjourned.